Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day. Today is Wednesday the 5th, and today was a lovely hot upon so many levels hot day today. Got this morning, got a few things taken care of, nothing really major, just kind of simple stuff. Decided I was going to go out and check out a sawmill that I spoke with a gentleman. He's got like a bandsaw sawmill he's running, trying to sell some rough cut lumber and whatnot. I was hoping to maybe find some really funky, cool pieces, maybe make some signs out of or something, and also looking just for a large assortment of cutoffs, like the bark, the natural edge, kind of some random weird stuff that I could pick up real cheap. And I think I'm going to try and make a privacy fence out of it. So I figure instead of going to like Home Depot or Lowe's and buying a bunch of pickets that looks like everybody else's fence, I thought, hey, why not try and do it myself out of some weird, rustic, old, strange looking stuff and see how much more work that's going to be and go from there. So he said basically he's around most every day until about 2. And so I headed out there. I basically texted or through Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and said, hey, I'm on my way. Got there, found the location. It was not the easiest to find. It's kind of back in a little hole in the wall, little spot fully covered by trees on the outside. You can't see from the main road. And found the spot. They had a couple coon dogs running around, a couple blue ticks. Played the dogs for a moment, looked around some stuff, and nobody was there. So I basically hit up Messenger again, said, hey, not here, don't know if anybody's around and whatnot. Said, I'm going to get my run done instead, and I'll check back in after my run. So I went over to the trail, did my run, was gone for a good chunk of a run. I think I ran about 10K, maybe not quite. I don't remember how far I ran. Got the run done, got back to the bike, and basically I'd been texted a number to the person who was going to be there and a phone number, which is why they didn't give me that stuff before to begin with. I have no idea, but it is what it is. So I went ahead, called the number, no answer, got a call back, said who he was, and that he was down the road working on another project, and he'd be back there shortly. So I said, well, I'm on the bike. I'm just a little ways on the street. I'll run down and check it out, talked a little bit. So I got there, looked at a bunch of stuff he had. He didn't have much. Actually, he'd sold off most of things. Been working on other projects, hasn't been cutting much. So it's not the best time to be there looking for things. But went ahead and found a couple items there that were, there's a really nice looking cedar piece that everything's wet. It's all fresh cut stuff. He has nothing dried, which sucks because technically, like for me to cut my signs and stuff, be able to put a finish on it, and that it needs to be air dried at least for a couple years, or kiln dried if at all possible, and that gets way more expensive in the process. So went ahead, told him I'd be back tomorrow to pick up some stuff. We kind of discussed the pricing he wanted for what he had there of the random cut-off pieces. They're just the junk that normally he burns. You know, stuff he would normally throw away. He said he gets a lot of people giving him a hard time about burning it because like, oh, we got good use for it, but then nobody ever shows up and wants to buy it either. So he basically has cut off all the thin stuff, that basically it's not wide enough to actually make lumber out of it yet and actually be able to sell it for a good purpose. So I went ahead and told him I'd be back tomorrow, and my plan is I'm going to try and make him an offer on the entire lot, like everything that's laying there, and try and get a little bit cheaper than what he was asking for it if I take everything instead of cherry picking just the pieces that I want. So some of the pieces are like, I don't know, they're 20 plus feet long, they're massive as all get out. So and I'm planning on running them basically vertical, so I'm going to have them cut down 6.5 foot, like that, depending on how high I want to make them for the fence itself, and go from there. So I might be able to get two boards out of most of them, and maybe even 3 boards out of some of them that I'll be able to do. I'm just not sure how well it's going to haul home in a short bed pickup truck. So we'll see what happens. He said he'd meet me there tomorrow. I told him I would get a hold of him before I head out and that whole fun stuff. Got back here to the house, got a few other things taken care of, worked on the other fence. I'm doing pallets on one side, old pallet boards that I've got a bunch of stuff cut down for it already, and then I'm going to try and do the natural wood on the other and see what it turns out. It's going to be, could be really crap, and it's just a big old waste of time and money, and it may turn out really cool and maybe something I'm really excited about. So it's hard telling. But got back here to the house, hung out a little bit, got a few things taken care of around here. Nothing major. It's just I can't go do anything. It's just that whole thing. We're not out and doing much. One, it's hot as balls, so you don't want to be out doing much anyway. But we're not. I'm not running to Home Depot. There's a few things I want to get to Home Depot that I would have been there for, but I'm just not going out around people any more than I really have to. So just kind of hung out here. Karen got home from work, ended up making some bacon cheeseburgers. We had some burgers that Mom had bought us through Omaha. I think it was Omaha Steakhouse, whatever. She'd ordered us some of those a while back as a gift. A while back, I finally thawed them out, and basically I said, did a bunch of bacon, then I finished cooking the burgers in the bacon grease, which always makes it better. So we had bacon cheeseburgers and some potato salad we picked up a while back at Sam's Club. A couple, was it Saturday, Sunday, went to Sam's Club, and basically got that stuff, and it's surprisingly good. I've been not buying much potato salad lately because I haven't found any that I'm really a big fan of, and this might be my new favorite store bought in potato salad. So pretty excited about it. Watched a little bit of Netflix. We kind of hung out a little bit. Had myself a cigar on the back patio. I don't know the dogs. I got a dog I'm watching right now, Mr. Smiley, or Mr. Wishes, and he's just a loppy-eyed, silly old little dog. So didn't really do much there, but we got that fun stuff done. So other than that, pretty much same old, same old. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.